What's going on, everybody? I am Justin. This is my world. Welcome to the first episode of Texans franchise that I've got for you. So, if you had happens to watch my video from Sunday or you're watching live, I was teasing this the whole time. This is what we're doing. I put on the schedule that I was going to do a long-term Madden rebuild, and it is going to be the Texans. But the twist here is we are going to be the owner. And as you can see from the screen, our owners are Kanye West and Antonio Brown because I have seen rumors that they want to buy the Broncos that are going up for sale. So I guess they want to be the first African American owners in the NFL, which is an admirable thing, but I'm not sure how those two would work together as owners. I still don't think he has enough money to buy the team. But regardless, that's who I went for the owner name this time. I don't know how long we're going to be the owner, but I definitely wanted to be the owner for this season because I want to relocate the team. I very much want to relocate the team, so we're starting in the off season. We're going to start at the Super Bowl week here, Super Bowl from the this past year Rams Bengals. So that's the week we're going to start. We're going to go through the off season, but as we go through next season, we're going to try to relocate this team possibly. So there's a lot of options out there. I think right now I'm leaning towards maybe San Diego, bringing a team back, screwing the Chargers over when they inevitably want to leave Los Angeles, but we'll see. But let's just get rolling with this whole thing. What do you say? So I already took the liberty of changing the role to owner, and I set the league settings. So I'm going to go over them with you so that we're on a flat base here. So we're playing on all Madden simulation. I didn't change any of these things here. These are all normal, what you start with. Now here's where I start changing things. Pre-existing injury I turned off. There's no point in having it on, I don't think, since we're starting in the off season. Some of these injuries are ridiculous, and it changes how players get offered in free agency if they have an injury. Like, for example, I don't think Odell Beckham's going to get a single offer in free agency, which means I would be able to sign him for super cheap just because he's going to have a torn ACL that keeps him out a few weeks. So I just turned that off to make it an even playing field. Practice squad stealing. I have turned that off as well because I have noticed a glitch in Madden. If you play Madden, Madden franchise Madden, you know all of the glitches at this point probably. But one I've had is that if I have players on my practice squad in 1 week, I'll have like 9 of the 16 guys signed, which is like cool. Like I have good players on my practice squad, whatever it happens. But then I'll sign 9 new players at a practice squad, and then 10 guys get signed the next week. Basically, it just keeps signing, and teams just keep signing players somehow, and the practice squad eligible players just run out eventually. So I just turn it off to avoid it. And the last one, progressive fatigue. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a new feature this year. It allows like for a realistic fatigue throughout the year. So like from week to week, fatigue doesn't fully recover to 100% per se. It has like a plateau level goes down, or the max level goes down as the season goes on. It's a good idea in theory, but in practice, how this works is once we get to the playoffs, if I play a game against, say, the Panthers, Christian McCaffrey is going to be so fatigued from playing all season that he's going to take one snap and then never play again the rest of the game. It does that to the point where they're down to like where the teams are down to like third string players except for the quarterback and the offensive line. So I just turn it off and I just don't deal with it. I'm also turning off prospect storylines because I'm going to use my actual draft class, and I don't want that to get, I don't want the prospect storylines to mess with the order that I have it set in. Otherwise, this is all the same. None of these things changed here. Kept all of these dev trait management the same. Clock management. So we are going to be playing the game. I am going to play the games here. But I have specific sliders I use because I'm pretty good at Madden against the AI, at least. I'm not that good against other people, but against the AI, I'm pretty dominant. So I have sliders to make it more difficult on myself and try to make it more competitive. And for those sliders to work properly, this is the clock management that I have to have. So these are how long our games are going to be: 10-minute quarters, 15-minute minimum play clock. And we go down here, user team help. It says customized, but I didn't change anything. Everything is manual, so I'm going to be taking care of everything in this, except for managing the practice reps. I'm just going to let the CPU do that. I don't really care. Tutorial pop-ups are off. I have auto progress players on. I'm actually going to turn that off because I'm going to be going week to week in this one, so I'll progress the players how I want. Auto progress talents is off. Fill roster is also turned off because I hate when I have an injury and it cuts one of my players to fill a need or a perceived need that isn't a need. So that is going to be all of the settings for us. And we can go now into the Super Bowl week. And if you guys are watching now or have watched in the past, please, I would really appreciate it. Hit me with that follow, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. You can put anything in the chat too. It should prop up on my screen if you guys say anything, so I'll happily respond. But please, I would really appreciate any support you guys have. But that's the only plug I'm going to make for now. But okay, so let's go in franchise staff. I think first order of business is we're going to fire David Culley. I mean, feel bad. I mean, he got fired in real life, so that's why I'm mostly going to do it. But I'm also going to do it because he should have never been hired in the first place. He wasn't really qualified. Just I feel like nobody really wanted the Texans job, so it just defaulted to him. I mean, good on him. He got them there, and they played a lot better than I expected them to this year. So like, good on him. But I just got to do it. I'm just not going to roll with him. And then I'm also going to fire Albert Torres as well because I don't know what scheme I'm going to run. It's going to depend on the head coach that I'm going to hire. So we'll just clear the board, and we're going to put some of these points onto the player personnel department so we can make better trades, I think, if that's what we want to do. Yeah. No, wait, no. Trade discount on CPU draft picks is what I want. So that's the first order of business here. Hate that. It never backs out properly when I want it to. And I am just going to do one more thing. I am going to make sure that the Rams win the Super Bowl. I'm going to force it, which if you've never done that before, you can just go into playoff schedule here, force win. I'm going to force away win for the Rams to beat the Bengals so that the draft order is maintained. Now, I know there's been a lot of action this offseason, but I haven't updated the roster. There's no way to update the rosters accurately if everything's still going on trade-wise, especially with draft picks. It's impossible to do. So, what you're just gonna have to imagine this is literally right after the Super Bowl. The only realistic thing I'm gonna do here is I am going to trade Deshaun Watson to the Browns. That is the only realistic thing I'm gonna do here, based on what happened in the offseason. I'm not gonna shop him to any other teams. Just because I'm interested to see how it plays out in Sam, honestly. The AFC North is usually a really tough division. All the teams play well. So I just want to see how it works. But let's roll into next week, which is going to be our staff week. We're going to choose our draft class. I am going to use my local file here. It's built based off of this Falcons ATL 22 draft. Shout out to him because he has that really good built out draft. Try to use Bengals, but Bengals doesn't update. The Madden share doesn't like him. So I also use some other draft classes for 2023 and 2024. Haven't decided if I'm going to use those for this yet or if that's just for my own personal purposes. But for this one, we're definitely going to use 2022. I probably should move some of these players around after some of their pro days, but this is how I have the class sitting right now. Like Kyle Hamilton, I should probably move down. He's not going to go that high. Who else should I move down? Ojabo, I should move down after the Achilles injury. But, I mean, Kenny and Green should probably move down after a pitiful combine. But this is just basically what we're doing. Treylon Burks could go down, but it's the full draft class. The order might be a little different. I honestly don't even remember all the dev traits and everything. I changed some of them. I kept some of them the same. So it'll all be a surprise to us. But we got some picks to work with. We're going to have 3 and 13. So it'll be an interesting draft this episode. I'm excited about it. But for now, let's hire our staff. I don't know what type of scheme we want to run. So I'm going to go into schemes. I'm going to see what our team fits the most. And on offense, vertical zone run. Holy moly. Now that one seems like a good fit because we are 95% ready to take that on already. Um, we'll keep that in mind. Multiple zone runs not bad. Vertical power run as well. Man, our team is very versatile, offensively at least. So we're going with like vertical zone or vertical power run here, I would say, is probably going to be the move. So we'll go with that. And then defensively, we're set up to go with more of I think it's going to be more of a 4-3 defense. Just knowing what Lovie Smith runs, the Tampa 2, and he was the D coordinator last year. So I'm thinking we're probably going to go 4-3 here. But I'm thinking it might be 4-3 cover 3. But I do like the Tampa 2, and this team fits the Tampa 2 enough. Just the constant pass coverage linebackers in the zone. Just the way I know I play a lot of zone the game. So I think we might look for a Tampa 2 guy, but I think defense will just leave up for grabs. But let's take a look at some of these options. This the coaches. Let's look at our head coach options. I'm going to look around some of these vacant guys. Brandon Starks, Emmanuel Ortega. All right, he's got a vertical zone run look, and I know the Eagles' playbook is pretty good in simulation. Look at some of these other guys. Joe Judge is out here. Should I hire Joe Judge? He does do a vertical zone run. And I could also just look at other teams like offensive coordinators. I can hire, because if you wait till staff week, you can hire another team's offensive coordinator. I wish the only thing I wish about these is like I wish I knew the ages of these guys. You can only find them out when the staff moves are done. So like I don't want to hire like a 70-year-old man to be my head coach. I mean, he's not going to be there that long. You imagine he's going to retire or just be in poor health. So I don't know about that. So first, I like this Braden Williamson guy. Vertical power runny runs scheme. 4-3/4. I mean, I feel like Buffalo is very bad in simulation in Madden though. So I don't know if I'd want to use the Buffalo playbook. But then again, I'm playing. I keep saying in sim because I think this is a reboot. I'm playing, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's a thought. Let's see if there's any vertical zone run, guys. Bob Bates, the Tampa Bay offense. I don't know about the Tampa Bay offense. That one's going to be a little too pass heavy, maybe, but I also like pass heavy. I don't know. I like the pass, but I'm way better at running the ball. What else do we have here? Another vertical power run with the Chargers. And a 4-3 cover 3 defense. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Seth Henry. Maybe he's a guy. I don't want West Coast spread. It's too hard to find pass protector guards. I'll do another quick run. Okay, so Dallas is pretty good. Bill Duncan. I don't know if I want him, though. I don't like his name. Bill Duncan. Doesn't sound like a start. Doesn't sound like a good head coach to me. Sorry to any Bill Duncans out there. A vertical power run here for Roger Hughes in Washington? No. Or, you know what? I think I might hire the Chargers offensive coordinator. Saw what he did with Justin Herbert. Or I guess he didn't really do it with Justin Herbert. Joe Lombardi came in and took over. So this is who that would actually be. Now let's do it because he fits the scheme. So we'll hire Seth Henry is going to be our next head coach. There he is. I'm going to make sure that he has these two things filled out because they are important. And now we can move on to our offensive coordinators here. So we're going to run the Staley offense for sure. I don't know about the Staley defensive playbook because I'm pretty sure it's a 3-4. But let's take a look. We had a vertical, see vertical power run? Yeah, vertical power run guy. So let's look at the offensive coordinator options. We have vertical power run, and we got some vertical zone runs. West Coast power runs. Let's look at the head coaches. Any vertical power runs? We don't. Okay, well, let's see if there's somebody who matches playbook. I like to keep it as realistic as possible. Well, there we go. Staley, zone run, Pettis, you're hired. And he's got 2 talents already. That's clutch. And defensive coordinator. So I think we're going to try to go with that 4-3 cover 3. I think that's what we want to go with. Or a Tampa 2, I guess. So let's see if anyone runs that who's an available coach. I don't know if this actually helps in game at all. I just like to think it might, and like, why not try to match it if I can? All right, Starks runs Tampa 2. So does Cully. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hire Brandon Starks as the D coordinator. We're gonna run Tampa 2. We're just gonna do it. And look at all these staff points we have now from these new hires. It's beautiful. Because what we're gonna do now is one of my favorite things. Always, actually, I don't know if I want to. It's not going to be fun if I can. I don't know how many trade value assets the Texans even have. Like, I'm trying to decide if I want to trade Brandon Cooks. They signed him to a 2-year extension in real life. Maybe I keep him. Maybe, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to prepare for the off season, or for the regular season. So I'm going to fill out all these trees. It's all about just firing, like getting, like lowering points for offensive coordinators, getting premium discounts for hiring a new one. But this is what we really want. We want the after-school tutoring. After-school tutoring is going to allow us to develop rookies faster. So in the weekly strategy, instead of developing 3 guys at a time, we are going to be able to do 5 and be very close to getting the 6th unlocked. But with this leftover money points, I might just add to one of these coordinators. What do we want? Boost impact blocking for tight ends? No. Boost catch and traffic for tight ends. Okay, catch and traffic for wide receivers. We'll do that. That's valuable, especially when your team sucks. But, okay, let's see how old these guys are we hired to. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm just going to go into staff moves. See, we hired Seth Henry, who is only 36 years old, so that's a young prime offensive coordinator we just hired there. Solid. Pettis is 41, okay? And Starks is 42. So we got a pretty young defense on our team, or a young coaching staff. I like it a lot. So let's make sure our schemes match up. To get this to Tampa 2. And, what defense does that guy run? Shit. What's a good Tampa 2 defense in the league? It's like a Lovie Smith defense for sure. But we could just stick with the Texans defensive playbook. We could just try it. And I'm playing the games. It doesn't matter. Let's try it. Because I would just stay with Staley too, but it's a 3-4. It's a multiple 3-4 scheme. It doesn't make any sense. Let's go with Houston, Cully. The Cully playbook. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. So at this point, this is where I'm going to check out the team. Let's get acquainted with the team that we're going to be working with for the next several weeks here. So we got Deshaun Watson, who is going to be traded to the Browns. So we'll have Tyra Hudd and Davis Mills, unless these guys might be free agents too, but this is who we have right now. Davis Mills, I'm thinking I might give a shot. He looked pretty good last year. I don't think any of the quarterbacks in this class are going to be like overwhelmingly better than him immediately, at least. So we're not ready to compete yet immediately, I don't think. So why not just send him off, or start off with him? David Johnson's our best running back. His best days were like 5 years ago. Royce Freeman, Jalen Samuels, a Steelers outcast. Jeez. Rex Burkhead. These running backs, yikes. Real bad. No fullbacks. Wide receivers, Brandon Cooks. God, I think I might keep him around. I think I might keep him. He's good. Danny Amendola, trash, man. He's going to go if he's not a free agent. I'm intrigued by Nico Collins. He's going to be a big upgradable guy for me just because I love Michigan players since I'm a Michigan fan, but he's also got a good size and speed combo. Look, I'm 6'4", 215. This guy could be a red zone threat, 90 speed. He could be a good deep threat down the field, threaten the red zone, and that gives us some flexibility to draft just any. And we also have the 5'10" guy in Brandon Cook, so it gives us flexibility to draft anybody. Probably a slot guy is what I'm going to be looking for in the draft for a wide receiver purposes or in free agency. Tight ends, yikes. Jordan Akins, bad. Brevin Jordan, though, he has some potential, I feel like, in real life. Not sure about Madden. Yeah, he only has a normal dev trait. Jeff Driscoll's a tight end now. Wow. Did Jeff Driscoll not just recently start games for, like, the Bengals before Joe Burrow came in, like, 3 years ago? Like, is a quarterback, and he wasn't that bad? They really had to move him to tight end? Dang, man. That's rough. Laramie Tunsil, though, is definitely the best player on the team. I'll never forget Laramie Tunsil getting dropping on draft day just because he took a hit out of a gas mask. took a hit of weed out of a gas mask, but like he's a great left tackle, and he has been for ever since he came into the league. So he's definitely somebody I'm going to look to keep and build around on the line. Tyus Howard, I don't know what to do with, to be honest with you. I feel like he's a tackle more than a guard. Maybe I'll move him there. Justin Britt can be upgraded. Max Sharping can definitely be upgraded. Marcus Cannon, geez, he's got to go if he's a free agent. I'm actually going to move Tytus Howard to right tackle. He's 6'5", 322. He's a better tackle than he is a guard, I think. He is in real life, at least. And he's a 71 overall right tackle, but that's better than starting a 73 overall 34-year-old Marcus Cannon. Tyus Howard's at 71 speed, too. That's pretty solid. All right, Jonathan Grenard, I think, could be somebody to build around. He's got star dev, really fast, good player coming out of Florida a few years ago. I think if he has a good year this year, he could definitely go up in dev trait and just take off. But this is going to be his make or break year. Oh, whoops. Jacob Martin, I think, is better in real life. I'm surprised he doesn't have a higher overall here. I feel like I heard his name a lot this past year, making sacks. But maybe that's just because I happened to see his highlights, and he wasn't that great all year. And then this defensive tackle class, Ross Blacklock, I wish he had more potential. He's a good power rusher here, run stuffer. Look at that strength. But, like, 69 overall with a normal dev trait. I don't know. Outside line, this left outside linebacker spot is terrible. Kevin Pierre-Louis, Neville Hewitt, awful. This is going to be the concern of doing with Tampa 2 is because every single linebacker position is pass coverage archetype. And there are only a finite amount of good pass coverage archetype linebackers in this game. So we're either going to have to draft one really well. So I'm thinking maybe like Nakobe Dean might be on my radar. But we'll have to see. Camus Grugier-Hill is close to that, so he can stay and be a starter. 88 speed is going to be great with him. And we got Des King, Jimmy Moreland. I think Desmond King, depending on who we have at safety, might move back to safety. Because he's way better as a safety. He's going to get burned by guys with 88 speed as a corner. He's going to get burned by the league. Justin Reed, I'm going to try to re-sign because I don't know why the Texans didn't do that in the first place. But yeah, I think I'm going to move Justin Reed to strong safety because he has the size and the physicality to play there. 6'1", 202. He's got good speed. A tackle could be better, but we'll get him up there. The hit power is strong. The play rec is strong. The awareness is good. The pursuit is good. We just need... Desmond King just has to be a safety in my mind, or else he's just not going to be worth being on the team. I thought he was a better safety coming out of college. I think he can play the slot. But if you, like, in this situation for Madden, he would have been our best corner. He would have been up against number one guys like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's burning that guy. And most wide receivers will. 88 speed is bad. And he moves to an 83 overall as a free safety. So I think that's a better move for Desmond King overall. That zone coverage is fantastic. and he might even get some slot reps. And then Lonnie Johnson, I kind of want to move back to corner, but he's also slow. Fairbairn and Johnson are special teams. It's not good. We're going to be wheeling and dealing here, I think. But let's advance next week. Let's see if we can re-sign some players. We could see our first mock draft. Took a while to advance there, I saw. I don't know why it always does that. It's a little annoying, to be quite honest. But let's take a look at the first mock draft. So it has KT going number 1, Kayvon Thibodeau. Just like we had earlier in the season. Aiden Hutchinson, too. But it's basically going to be chalk, I think, for this first mock draft. So for us, it has us taking Evan Neal at 3. I don't know if I'm going to take a tackle at 3. Simply for the fact that I don't know if... I might just rock with Titus Howard there. Or I might just take one later. But I just don't have the desire to take a tackle at 3. I think I'm more looking to upgrade the defensive line, like a Thibodeau or an Hutchinson, if one of them falls. I'm hoping that Evan Neal gets taken by the Jags, so I can take KT or Hutchinson, whichever one falls. That would be ideal, I think. Let's take a look at these players to negotiate. There's 30 of them. Desmond King is one of them. Shit, I didn't realize that. All right, but he's cheap. I mean, a 4-year deal. It goes through his prime. He might start to regress, but if he's at safety, his regression is not going to hurt as bad as it would at cornerback. So I'm willing to give him a deal similar to this. I'm going to go up to 250 on the signing bonus. I'll give him that. Did I select it? Okay. And he doesn't want to sign. Okay, well, how much is the franchise tag? $14 million now. All right, Justin Reed now is next. I hope I can get him. See, I'm going to give him a 5-year deal, and he wants more money, which makes more sense. But I'll up that offer. Let's see if he wants to come back. He does, so we do get Justin Reed back. We can move him back to free safety, depending on what happens. I really didn't expect Desmond King to be a free agent there. David Johnson, we're not bringing back. Don't want him. Christian Kirksey, don't want him. Grugier Hill, I do want. This seems like a steep price, but I think it'll be fine for him. And he doesn't want to sign. Okay. Collins doesn't fit the scheme. I don't really want him anyway. Conley, I don't want. Jacob Martin, I will bring back, though, because he'll be good depth. That price is just ridiculous. I'll give him a 3-year deal with this. I'm not offering him any more. That's fine. He's not going to get that money in free agency, I can tell you that. Wilson, no. Akins, no. Britt, no. Jerron Christian, though. Very good pass protector. Young. If we can just get that run block up a little bit, he's very viable as a swing tackle for us. So I'm going to go with a 4-year deal because I'm fine paying him up till he's 29. And I'll pay him some extra cash here to make sure he signs. And he does. Perfect. Terrence Brooks, no. Royce Freeman, definitely no. Tyrod Taylor, I think I can get him for cheaper in free agency or find a better option, so no. Chris Moore's not coming back. Hewitt's not coming back. Nickerson's not coming back. Most of these guys are not going to come back. DeMarcus Walker, Vincent Taylor, Jaleel Johnson, no, none of these guys. AJ Moore is a captain for whatever reason, but he's cheap enough as a backup, and I can cut him if he sucks, so I'll give him an offer. Congrats. Scotty Phillips, 60 overall, running back. Yikes. Oh, yeah, we don't want any of these people. Now let's roll into the offseason officially. We're down to 40 players. $80 million in cap room, so we can be players in free agency. I just don't know how many players are going to want to sign here. And I don't want to just sign a good team. I want to be somewhat realistic here. So I also want to look, though, at guys making with like ridiculous contracts that we just don't want, that we can trade away. So the first one that jumps out to me here is Eric Murray. $5 million in savings if I get rid of him here. Kevin Pierre-Louis, 3.5. Terrence Mitchell, 3. Jordan Jenkins, 3. I mean, these guys are all guys I would want to get rid of. I'm just going to cut Fairbairn and Cameron Johnston because I don't want either one. Don't want either one of them. And then the rest of them we can just, or the rest of these contracts I'm fine just eating. Justin McCray, whatever, like $2 million in a year where we have $85 million in cap space. But I'm going to trade some of those other guys. And we're going to trade Deshaun. Don't forget, we're going to lose a lot of money on this Deshaun trade. But let's just get that one out of the way. I'm scared of what this cap penalty is about to be. Let me just look at it real quick. This might be a killer. Wow, the penalty is 50. Was that right? Or not that. 50 million. I think that's fine. I think we just eat it. We just eat it. We just eat it, and we still have a shit ton of money in cap space. We can handle it. But I just don't want someone who fondles on masseuses in my roster. So I'll take your 2 first-round picks. And I think they get another first-round pick, maybe? I can't do that, so maybe I'll just ask for a player in return. Is there a player that I'd be interested in bringing in? I mean, Wyatt Teller would be dope. I'm sure I could get him. Owusu Koromoa would actually be, like, godly. But, do I do it? And that's the equivalent of he should have been a first-round pick. That would be the equivalent. I feel like they didn't utilize him properly that often last year. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Grant Delpit would be interesting. I'm gonna try and see if I'm gonna see if they'll give me a Owusu Koromoa. That's a need. I need it. Oh wow. Wow. I don't know if that's because of him or if it's just the picks won't even work. Let me try Grant Delpit because he intrigues me as well. Oh, that didn't work either. Let me just try the picks. Wow, the picks don't even work. What is this? Maybe we aren't going to be realistic. I can't even get this trade to go through. And they got more. No, it has to be. It has to be. I'll just throw in, like, one of these players that they need. Defensive tackle, they need. None of those guys have money to spare. All right, Kevin Pierre-Louis. Throw him in there, see what he has this. I guess that adds something of value to the deal. And then it's middle linebacker. We don't even have one. This is unreal that I have to do this. All right, here's what I'll do. I'll trade this 3rd-round pick for their 4th. I think that should probably do it. Maybe. No, not even close. I'll just do it for a 5th because I saw I'm missing a 5th this year. Whatever. We'll just get this out of the way, get it done. Oh, does the 3rd even get it done? No. All right, screw this. I'm not going to sit around and waste our times with this. So I'm just going to trade him to a team that we know is actually good. And if you don't like it, whatever. I'm not going to trade him to the Lions. What's a good team? The Panthers were definitely interested in him. I'll take 2 firsts from the Panthers. There's no way that their other picks can be valued at 6. It's unreal. I'll just take the 2 first-round picks at this point. They won't do it. The Saints, they were a finalist for him. I'll take 2 firsts from them. Done deal. Beautiful. All right, so we got that one out of the way. And now we will trade those other guys with huge contracts that we don't want anymore. Let's see, who was the first one that we ran into? Jordan Jenkins was one. Oh, I can't. This is the other glitch in Madden. Once you get it one trade accepted, you have to back all the way out before it'll let you make another one. Again, guys, if you are watching along and you are enjoying the content, please, I would very much appreciate if you would hit me with that follow. That we will be doing one of these. I will be doing one of these every week and sharing it with you guys. Wednesdays, 5 to 7, at least 5 to 7. If I'm feeling it, I'll go even longer. But 5 to 7 is the minimum time that I will be on here. And tell your friends about the channel. I would love to gain somewhat of a following, but you know, I'm just doing this for fun regardless, so. No, I'm not tripping. Alright, let's see. Let's just pair these two together and see if they match up anywhere for something good. I don't know if Kevin Pierre-Louis is even going to ping anywhere. Nah, he doesn't. Nobody has interest in Pierre-Louis. People do have interest in Jenkins, though. Let's look at Terrence Mitchell and Eric Murray. See if these guys have interest anywhere and they can carry Pierre-Louis. Nobody's going to want him. Oh, was that a green? Okay, now it's a yellow. Okay, so we have two options here. I'm just going to package these guys together just because I don't want their salaries. I'll take a third round pick for this. Let's see if they'll do it. Okay, no, but they'll definitely take a fourth bet. Beautiful. Then I got back out again, so now we're back up to 87 million in cap room. Got to take advantage of this cap room now before it all goes away with the impending cap hit or penalty of Deshaun. Now I will just trade Jordan Jenkins now, and then we're gonna have a lot of work to do in free agency because we only have 33 players. Buccaneers want him. I'll give me your second round pick. No. What about a future third? Done deal. Cool. So we got 90 million in cap space. I'm certainly not going to use all of that, but we're going to have to fill a lot of spots. It's going to be a lot of depth players. So let's just run through this. Let's take a look. Position by position. We got Kaepernick out here, always the #1 quarterback. Is there any quarterback I would sign to supplant Davis Mills? I mean, not really. I like Jacoby Brissett as a backup, maybe, or competition even. Running backs, I think I'm going to need a power back. So Jamal Williams is intriguing. Some of these other guys who are elusive backs, I feel like should be power backs. Like Sony Michel, I feel like should be a power back. Is he close to that archetype? No, kind of. Is Melvin Gordon close to that? Oh wow, I thought he'd be closer. Okay, I'll sign Jamal Williams to like a 2-year deal because I think he's going to regress pretty quickly, as does any running back. And I might try to draft somebody this year. We're going to lowball the shit out of a lot of people, by the way. This is how you just sign people in Madden. Fullback we're not going to spend money on. Another wide receiver, though, is intriguing. I don't know if I'll have the ability to draft one. So, I mean, I'm not going to go after Devontae Adams. I'm not going to go after Chris Godwin. OBJ intrigues me. Michael Gallup intrigues me, but I don't want to get into a bidding war. Christian Kirk, maybe, could be a good slot guy for us. And then that makes Nico Collins replaceable. Juju Smith-Schuster, Boo-Boo. Juju. I'm sad he left Pittsburgh and went to Kansas City, but I understand it. He's all he can also be a big slot for us. Good physical presence, good third down guy. That's what he was for the Steelers. But Christian Kirk is just better at the same age. I say, we're going to put an offer on Christian Kirk, I think. I think 3 years is fair, too. I don't know if I want him much longer than that. Maybe 4, just to lower the cap hit a little bit. But I'm going to pay him a little bit. I'm going to see if he takes a lower deal. I'll offer him $5 million and $3 million here. 6.2 annual. That's not a bad offer. He might take that. Tight end wise, we could really upgrade. Zach Ertz is intriguing, but 31 years old. The guy I really want to sign is David Njoku because that's star development, 26 years old, ridiculous athleticism. I think he could be a really good player for us if we just get that catching to be consistent. So I will pay him this 4-year deal, but I saw other teams are lowballing him, so I'm just going to lowball him a little bit less. It's a little bit less, yeah, and then I have a nice lead on those teams, and I'm still not even offering them that much. So we'll just go with that one for now. Might go back double dip for next week for another tight end after we see what happens. I think left tackle though here we're set. Orlando Brown would fit the scheme as a right tackle for us, but we're gonna have to pay him left tackle money. I don't know if we want to do that yet. Ted Karras is a guy I would like to bring in. I think I'm surprised the Dolphins have an offer on him. Geez, I guess our center might have to be Justin Britt here. Not a lot of options power guys wise. I thought Austin Blythe might be a power guy. I mean, he's close enough to it. I might offer him a 2-year deal to come in. Maybe somewhere around there. I think it's a solid offer. David DeCastro out here. He fits the scheme. Well, he's old. And Trent Brown, he doesn't fit the scheme. No, he does fit the scheme. This is another glitch. It doesn't show that. 29 years old. But that's going to be a bidding war as well. He wants 4 years, $64 million. Whereas Orlando Brown wants 3 years, $37 million. So I think Orlando Brown still wants more. But he's way less. Like, not nearly as good. Oh, wait. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see. 12.7 per year. He wants 10.7 per year. Maybe we do make an offer on Orlando Brown and move him to right tackle. This isn't real life where he's been saying, "Oh, I want to be a left tackle." I don't care what you want to be. This is what you're going to play. I'll offer him this deal. It might not be up there with these other teams. It's close enough. I'll see if he takes it or not. But if take it or leave it, I'm not going to offer more. Ted Karras, I do want to bring in though, and I'm willing to offer him more money because I think that's low for him. He might start regressing next year, but for this year, like these stats are pretty solid. The lead block is really what intrigues me, especially in a power run scheme like this. So that's what I'm going to push for. And I'll give him $250 in a signing bonus. This should really put us out ahead of the Dolphins for him. And it does. He can even play center if we want him to. If we don't get Blythe here, we can play him at center. That is a possibility. Will Hernandez is a guy I think I want to bring in too, just because he's so young still, 26, 72 overall, but the overalls aren't really what you want to look at. I mean, he's a good power blocker. I guess maybe not. That strength, that 95 strength is so good. Impact blocking is 86. I mean, I'll give him a 2-year deal, and I'll pay him a good bit of money to do it. Like, this is cheap money for a guy who's probably going to start for us and has potential to be better. And we get to take him away from the Colts, who are eyeing him up. So, good for us. Nobody at right tackle there. So we have Jonathan Grenard. Like I said, I want him to start, but I think we can upgrade behind him. So Derek Rivers is like not that good, but he's a speed rusher. He should be over on this side. So we need a power rusher to step in. I like Frank Clark. I hate his morals and his character, so I'm not going to bring him in, even though he's a Michigan guy. But Derek Barnett is a guy who intrigues me because if we can get that dev trade upgraded, he could be like a mainstay for a few years. Just that's so much money for him. $6 million cap hit. This is the most I'm willing to offer. I'm sure he's not going to take it, but I will offer it. Defensive tackle is, though, I wanted to look at as well. Or I also wanted to get a backup over here. We want some backup defensive ends. Like I said, we need some depth badly. Al-Quadin Muhammad is going to be the guy, I think. 2 years, stays solid, pretty low cap hit. All right, let's look at these D tackles. Who do we have as Sebastian Joseph Day? I wish he had some type of moves, power rush moves. That would be ideal. Um, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he would be ideal if he could rush the passer at all, but he has like no moves. Same with Fadakasi. He's better with power moves, but it's still going to be a lot to get him there. Linval Joseph's so old. Derek Nottie, like he's not very close though. But we also, I feel like we need somebody who can eat up the run. We can't just have people rush who can rush constantly. Jerron Reed's not a power guy. Larry Ogunjobi is. He's 28. How old is Malik McDowell? Malik McDowell's only 26 years old. All right, he's somebody I think I want to bring in. I'll battle this. Who's at the Steelers? I'll battle my guys out for him. A 3-year deal would be solid, especially if that dev trait, or it's the Giants. Okay, it'd be solid with that dev trait. Let me grab another speed rusher here. Jacob Martin. We'll bring him back, and there's no way he's gonna make that much money, and nobody's gonna give him that much money. So we're gonna lower that quite a bit to be a backup. All right, so this is where we really, I think, need to spend. Is got to be on pass coverage linebackers. Keanu Neal, I just don't want. Excuse me. Devondre Campbell, 29 years old, scares me. Jayon Brown, I like. Oh, God, that chair is so squeaky. Jayon Brown, I like quite a bit because he's 27. He's got that star development. He can be, I think he's close to being a pass coverage guy. Yeah. So, I mean, and he knows the division. He knows AFC South coming from the Titans. So he'd be a good one. I also like Chris Barnes being 24 years old. But his pass coverage isn't as good, and his speed is only 84 for someone his size. I think it should be better. So I'm just looking at these guys out here. I think I have to make a move on Jayon Brown. He's got to be the guy we bring in, and he'll be our starting Mike. And I got to pay him more money because I can't afford to lose out on him, I don't think. All right, we'll do that. And then I need to get... I like Camu Grugier-Hill. I'll bring him in on that 2-year deal. I'm just going to lowball him more than what I would have paid him before because he was selfish and decided not to accept. Azeez Al-Shaair, I think, could also be a good player to bring in, so I'm going to try to offer him a deal. I don't know if it's going to pay out or if he's going to take it with all this competition, but I'll do it my best because he has that star dev, and if I start him this year, he will get a lot of time, or he'll be able to build on that. But here's where we can really thrive. Cornerbacks. There's a lot of options out here. Gilmore, Hayward, Callahan, Dante Jackson. Rasul Douglas fits the scheme even very well. DJ Reed, it's 25 years old, is an intriguing one. So I'm going to go with Rasul Douglas here. I have to pay more, yeah. I'm going to pay up for him. Only a 2-year deal, that's fine. I'll pay up for him because I think he will be a very good player for us. I like Jimmy Moreland in the slot. So if I can get another player, another cornerback would be ideal, and I think that's why I might be targeting at pick 13. But let's get another safety in here. I mean, Desmond King's getting a lot of offers. We can try for Quandre Diggs, 2 years older. Deshaun Elliott, Marcus Williams. Or we could try for one of these strong safeties, like Marcus May, Jabril Peppers. Love Jabril Peppers, man. Oof. Love Jabril Peppers. I don't know if I want to spend the money, though. With Marcus May out here especially, I can just give him like a 2-3 year deal. Just let him be the guy. Can he tackle guys? Is he willing to make the tackles? Yeah, he is. We'll offer Marcus May and we'll lowball him a lot. I don't want to get into the bidding war. I'll give him this 3-year deal, maybe even a 2-year deal. Oh, he hates that offer. He hates that offer so much, but that's what he's going to get. And kicker-wise, I'm just going to sign a kicker, and I'm going to sign Joey Sly because he has ridiculous kick power, 98 kick power and 76 kick accuracy. The only reason his overall so low is because his awareness is down, which is, like, who cares? So I'm going to sign him like a 5-year deal. Super cheap. Easy. don't have to pay a kicker really all that much. And then punter-wise, Corey Borges is the guy I'm looking at right now. Maybe a J.K. Scott. That's star dev and that 94 kick power, but I think Borges is like 98. I just like guys with good power. I can be accurate. I just need the power. So I'll offer Borges a deal. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 guys offered in this first week of free agency. And that would bring our grand total up to 51 players. So we'd have to go back in for more, but I don't think we're going to sign all these guys, and we wouldn't have the cap room anyway. So let's see what happens. Also, I'm going to end up skipping the scouting focus players because it's a draft class of real players, so I'm just going to go off that. Let's see what happens. We got Will Hernandez, did not get Orlando Brown, got Jayon Brown, did not get Derek Barnett. Malik McDowell, Rasul Douglas accepted, Ted Karras said no. Dang, man. We did get Njoku, Marcus May, Aziz Al-Shaair, and Aquadine Muhammad, though. So we did clean up on some of these guys. I think some guys we still have offers out on. We only missed out on Karras at left guard, Barnett at right end, and Orlando Brown to be the other tackle. So we definitely need a guard. That's a problem right now. Guard is certainly a problem at the moment. But other offers, we're still the leaders on Christian Kirk. We're still the leaders on Borges. Still the leaders on Jamal Williams. Kansas City offering Jacob Martin a good deal. I guess I got to stop calling him dumb for not taking mine. Austin Blythe, we have competition for. Might have to go back for that. And Sly and Grugier Hill, we're still number one on. So let's take a look at these positions we missed out on. We missed out on left guard. Or any type of guard, I guess. So we have Will Hernandez. David DeCastro, intriguing. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, though. I kind of want to keep it realistic, and I'm pretty sure DeCastro is retired. So I also love Brian Winters. I think he's a very good guard, and he matches the scheme. Those stats are very good for a guy who's only 73 overall. Tardif, what does his look like? See, his don't even look as good, but he's got better strength. I think we're going to try to bring in Brian Winters. I like Brian Winters a lot. I'll give him that exact deal over 2 years. Good stuff. All right, now we just need to figure out a situation here at center. Do we just bring back Justin Britt for a year, maybe? And he's not that bad for his overall, so I'll bring him back on a 1-year deal. And we got to bring a backup too. Jonathan Harrison is pretty solid, but he's so old. Evan Brown here, 25 years old, fits the scheme. That's not bad for a guy. I'll sign him to like a 2-year deal. He went to SMU. He'll want to be back in the Texas area, so we'll bring him in. We missed out on our power rusher, so maybe we go after Morgan Fox is a possibility. I know he did well with the Chiefs. I think Chiefs. Surprised some guys. Tack McKinley, I think I'm going to bring in as a backup over here, though, on the speed rusher side. And I'll give him a 2-year deal for it. Because he's still only 26 for a first-round pick. He's been in the league just forever. Jordan Willis is still only 27, and another guy who's been in the league just forever. Shaq Lawson. I could go for some Shaq Lawson, too. Yeah, let's go Shaq Lawson. I'll bring him over to that left side, to that other side, and he can be a starter, probably. Unless I draft somebody, of course. So, yeah, we got Al-Shaair, so he can be moved to a pass coverage guy pretty quickly, I think. We have Jayon Brown, so that's good. I do want to get some backups in here, though. So let's see some other options. Alex Anzalone, I know, is a pretty good backup. Is a good close to pass coverage, so I'll bring him in on a 2-year deal. Oh, whoops. Yep. 2-year deal. Offer it to him. And who are some other guys out here that could fit that? Vontaze Burfict is still here, man. How this guy never got kicked out of the league, I'll never understand. But there he is. KJ Wright is out here. Maybe KJ Wright just for a year wouldn't be that bad. His pass coverage is so diminished, though. I would bring him in as a backup. Screw it. I'll bring him in and see what he's still got in the tank. Good veteran presence to have in the locker room on a rebuilding team. Guy just wants one more look in the show. We're going to give it to him. All right, so we got Rasul Douglas. That's solid. I wanted to try to make a move on DJ Reed, too. I should have done it last time out, though. I don't think we're going to be able to sign another viable starting corner here that I'm going to like. Trey Flowers at 27 years old isn't terrible. I'll give him a look. Come in and see what he's got. So we did get Marcus May as well. So we're good in those situations. Solid. So we got 15 mil in cap space now after all those changes. Let's take a look at the second mock draft before we simulate. KT still going 1, Hutch still 2. They're giving us Evan Neal, but who are they giving us at 13 now that we made that trade? Wow, Jordan Davis up to 7. Malik Willis going 9, because remember the Broncos do not have Russell Wilson. Oh, that would suck if both these guys went right before me. But still has the Browns having this pick. What? Didn't I trade for that? That was part of the trade. Oh, I didn't trade with them. I didn't trade with them. It was the Saints. That's right. It has us taking Kenny Pickett. No, I'm not taking Kenny Pickett, man. Certainly not taking Kenny Pickett. Oh, but that did remind me, I did want to draft a quarterback, or find a quarterback. Maybe I do want to sign or draft a corner, or sign another corner than like Flowers. I did want to sign a backup quarterback, though. I forgot. Did we have one? Yeah, we don't have one offered. Brissett is who I'm going to make a move for. I like Jacoby Brissett. Familiar with the division. Like that he was in New England for a long time. Worked with both Brady and Andrew Luck. I think he'd have a wealth of knowledge for any backup quarterback. All right, let's move forward. See what we got. All right, we got Anzalone, KJ Wright, Trey Flowers, Justin Britt, Brissett, Evan Brown, Tack McKinley, Christian Kirk, Joey Sly. We did not get Brian Winters even. Come on, man. The guards just don't want to sign. Jamal Williams signed, Grugier Hill signed, Borca signed, Shaq Lawson signed. So we got a ton of guys who signed there. Let me just pick private workout guys. Who do I want to see more of? I think KT is going to be the guy that we end up getting. See, Evan Neal jumped up twice, so I think KT might be the guy we end up getting. So I'd like to see more on him, I guess. I'd love to see more on Trent McDuffie, since he might be their cornerback-wise. And I'm thinking Devin Lloyd, just in case we decide to take a linebacker. So we'll just do those 3 guys as our focus scouting guys. And let's get back into the free agents. Let's see. We still need a guard, man. And everyone else signed, so really what we need is a guard, and then just fill in the blank backups here. So running backs, I could sign another guy, I think. I don't like just these guys. So Darrell Williams seems like a solid guy to bring in. Don't want a fullback, I don't think. So we have Christian Kirk, Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins, I'm fine with for now. I think we might draft a wide receiver maybe day 2. So we'll keep that open. Tight ends, I could use another backup here too. So I'm going to see if somebody I like to sign a lot is he here? He is not. I like signing Donald Parham just because he's so large. But for this one, I think we'll just sign Christopher Herndon. I like Chris Herndon. I think he has more potential than this. I don't think it's fair that he only has that value. We'll see if he takes that deal or not, but it's going to be a take it or leave it. Still need a guard. Kelechi Osemele, I feel like, should be more of a power blocker. And I think I'm going to sign him just to a 1-year deal because I just need somebody to man that spot. Could always go with Kyle Long or David DeCastro as well, but I'm not going to. I could use a good backup, go tackle here too. So let's see who's out there. Oh, I forgot it's not showing me the DeMar Dotson. Jeez. Let's roll with not Bobby Hart. Will Richardson Jr. Is he any good? He's not that bad. I'll give him a 1-year deal. Come in and just be a depth piece for our squad. And I don't think we really need to make a move on anybody else. Yeah, I think we're good there. Yeah, we got our guard offer. Yeah, let's go with those 4 guys. That'll give us 58 players on the roster going into the draft, and we'll end up with like 68, 69 players. Because we have a lot of draft picks this year. And let's see if we get those 4. This may take a while. It always does this. Anytime now. Anytime now. Might disconnect servers. I don't know. It didn't. But we did get all 4 of those guys. Will Richardson Jr., Darrell Williams, Kelechi Osemele, and Christopher Herndon. All right, so let's take a look at this final mock draft then, because this is basically how the draft is going to fall, I think. And it's given us KT. I think we're going to get KT, and I'm excited about it. I've never gotten KT using this draft class on the several franchises I've done. So let's take a look at him. He's a speed rusher. Ran a 4.56 at his pro day. 4.62 at the combine for what they're saying in this. That acceleration, agility, change of direction, speed, all elite. The skills look fantastic. Just the hit power and the block shedding could be better. The injury is a concern at a D, but he's got all the tools. All the tools. Trayvon Walker was somebody I would have been interested in as well as a power rusher, but that's okay. And who is it going to have us taking at? Oh, McDuffie, and Lloyd going up 13 and 14. Dang. Nakobe Dean goes there at 16 too. We might have to trade up, man. I need one of those linebackers or a corner. I don't want to take Andrew Booth. That's a reach. Could take a wide receiver, I guess, and look at the corner on the second day. Drake London would be there. Traylon Burks. We'll have to see what the offers are, I think. See what we can do. That's the rest of the mock. Okay. We might be trading up to like 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. We'll see it. We'll see how it goes. But let's just advance to our next week and let's get this underway. We're definitely going to take Thibodeau if he's there at 3. 100%. So, cheers to you, my friends. Let's start this draft.
On the clock now, the Jaguars.
All right, so I'm going to pause the draft, go pick by pick. We've got Evan Neal. Sure.
Okay, the Texans up now.
Aiden Hutchinson, sure. So let's pick our guy, Kayvon Thibodeau. He's coming in. He's going to be our best defensive lineman immediately. Might be our best defensive player overall. We're at number 5 it has. I love it. It's sick. He's got 86 speed, 76 strength, 91 acceleration. That's unreal for a pass rusher. So I'm expecting big things from him going into next season. All right, now we got these picks here. So the Jets taking Nicky Ekwonu. Kyle Hamilton going to the Giants. Trayvon Walker going to the Panthers, even though they have plenty of pass rushers. Jordan Davis to the Giants because the Giants love taking big defensive linemen or trading for them. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Dalvin Tomlinson, even though he's not there anymore. Now Jordan Davis. I think the Falcons would be ecstatic if they got Garrett Wilson in real life.
Okay, here we go.
Charles Cross to the Broncos. Interesting.
All right, next
Sauce Gardner. He's not going to last a 10, I don't think, to the Jets, but that's a great pick. Stingley. Depends on what type of Stingley you get. So we're not going to need either of those 2 guys. But McDuffie, I think they had going at 14. And the Browns had Devin Lloyd was their guy. So I think I'm going to jump. I'm going to try to trade up
Okay,
the
the Browns
Browns.
on the clock now.
And I think I might take McDuffie. Because I think we need a corner more than a linebacker. And there's more linebackers I'm intrigued with later in the draft. So let's see what the Browns want for this pick. We don't have to move up too far. It's only 5 spots. I can't imagine it would cost too much. So I'll give them 18 for 13. And what if I turn this 4th into a 5th? And then I'll throw in a future 3rd. I'll throw in a future 3rd for a future 4th. Maybe. And that should do it, I think, maybe. Or if it's not a future 4th, I'll do a future 5th, whatever. Or maybe that won't even work at all. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, turn that 4th into like a 7th then. And then I don't think we need that in there. I guess we do. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get the best deal possible for my team. I can even include the earlier 3rd round pick if I need to. Well, I bet the earlier 3rd round pick gets it done. I think even going from... Oh, shit. I think even going from 67... Nah, it won't. Okay, so let's try that. That should get it done, I think. Yeah.
Okay, here we
All right,
go
done
now.
deal. So we're moving up.
Trade.
We're going to take... It's either going to be McDuffie or it's going to be... It's got to be either McDuffie or Lloyd. But McDuffie, that elite jumping. And he's a zone coverage guy already. I mean, we need the cornerback too bad, man. We need it too bad. Got to take him.
The Ravens are up now. Let's see what direction they go.
It was worth it. I think it was worth it. But it's going to fuck up this draft class now. I'm interested to see who these other picks end up being. Ojabo. Drake London just jumped all the way up to the Eagles here. Nakobe Dean. Devin Lloyd is still there, so Dean went before Lloyd. That's a surprise. This would be huge for the Browns. They're going to get Lloyd anyway. Yep.
They're on the clock.
Eagles back on it. They get Booth. Steelers. Kenny Pickett. Oh, no. Oh, I cannot tell you how much I would hate that in real life. I would be livid as a Steelers fan. Kenny Pickett is a great, like, I guess, average quarterback. He reminds me of Mac Jones from last year. He's a good quarterback. He's just average, but he's at his ceiling. He's not going to get any better. That's the difference. That's the problem. He's not going to get much better than what he is right now. So why would you waste a first-round pick on a guy who's not going to be a franchise guy and is just going to be like a field general type average scheme fit quarterback? Like, doesn't make sense to me. But all right, Kyler Gordon here to the Bills. Jameson Williams. It seems to be going more chalk to what it was in the mock draft now. Boy, Mafe sneaking into the first round. Jaquan Brisker being the first safety is a bit of a surprise. Trevor Penning going there. Oh. All right, we missed that pick because it glitched, but whatever. Daxton Hill and then Kyer Elam to the Bengals. So now we have the second round underway. So let's see, we got Jahan Dotson. Sam Howell. Wow. All right, so this is back to us. I don't know what we're thinking about here. Malik Willis is still on the board, and that's got me like salivating a little bit. But I don't think he fits the scheme. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it because I'm looking at some other guys on the board. Zion Johnson would be humongous for us. He'd be our starting center, week 1. And we can move him to guard in the future if we find a better center. There's other quarterbacks here. Ritter, Corral. I mean, if they last into the 3rd round, I'll probably take one. I mean, a wide receiver, I think, is really my priority right now. Sky Moore is still here. Running backs, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. A lot of options here. A lot of options. The safeties I'm solid at, I think. But, man, wide receiver. You have Sky Moore and Christian Watson here. George Pickens, David Bell, Mechie, Tolbert. Alec Pierce I like a lot. He should probably be higher on this list. I might trade back into the 2nd round if there's or I might just wait till the 3rd round on a wide receiver. I don't know why I backed out there. But wide receiver, I mean, Sky Moore I really like a lot. Really like Sky Moore. But Zion Johnson, man, is just staring me in the face, and he is such a need. So solid, fills such a hole for us. I'm surprised he's even still there. Marvin Leal doesn't fit the scheme. He'd have to be a D tackle. The linebackers, though, too, I like Muma later. Leo Chenal. He's not a pass coverage guy, though. Troy Anderson, though, is really who I'm targeting. An athletic monster. I'm targeting him with a 3rd round pick for sure. We got our corner already. Petre would be cool. Scene would be cool. But I think we have to take Zion Johnson. We need that. We need that offensive line. And he's good. I think he's a power guy, I would say. He's going to fit the scheme well. And I think I'm going to move him to center because we need a center desperately. And I think he can really do the job. Or we can just keep him at left guard and have him start over Clutch Osemele. We'll have to see how it shakes out. But I'm just going to advance to the next user pick. It's the 18th pick. See who's there, wide receiver.
The Texans now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on?
Jalen Tolbert is still there, it appears. The middle linebackers, though, also is going to be a huge factor. Asamoah and Troy Anderson are both still there. I like both of them. I think they can both do the job that I'm looking for as a coverage linebacker. I wish Asamoah had better speed, but I think they can both do the job. When do I have a next pick? 6. I think I can wait on Troy Anderson for there. I think he'd be available. Oh, wow. Christian Watson is still there. I think there must be a glitch here because he's not on this page, even though he's a round 1 to 2 projection. That's weird. Oh, goodness. Excuse me so much. All right. So, running back, too, I know is a need, but I just don't value it as much. I can roll with Jamal Williams for a year. Maybe draft one of these day 3 guys. Hassan Haskins is a Michigan fan. He's looking me down. I like that. I like Pierre Strong. Rashad White is solid. Brian Robinson fits that role coming out of Alabama, just a hammer. So I think I'm going to go with Christian Watson here. I mean, I don't know why he's there, but I'll take him.
Okay, the Eagles on the clock now.
Solid pick. Let's hope Troy Anderson lasts to the 6th pick in the 4th round.
Right,
I'll be very upset if he didn't, because I very much need a middle linebacker, and he fits exactly what I want. Oh, thank God. Okay. He fits exactly what I want. That 89 speed there coming out of Montana State. He's former quarterback / running back in Montana State, and then became a linebacker and won Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Sky. So, dude's versatile. I love him. He has a hidden development trait. I don't think his overall should be very high, though. He's a very raw player. That's the same with Christian Watson. I don't think his overall is going to be that high. I'm thinking I probably set it at like 71, 72 or something. And then he has a hidden dev just so he can get up there, get up to his startable faster. Because those guys are just projectable guys. They're long, lanky frames, and they have traits that you look for. So let's take a look. Running backs. Wow, all of the running backs really are gone. I do like Tyler Algier, though, out of BYU. I think he's good. I don't know why he's an undrafted projection, but he's who I'm leaning to take right now. Isaiah Pacheco tore up Michigan last year, but I don't think he's a good running back prospect. I don't think he'll get drafted. Snoop Connor is a great name. Sincere McCormick being down here, I need to change that. He is a great, really good fast player, but he doesn't fit what I'm looking for in a running back. Let's see who else is out here before we make any final decisions. Offensive line we're looking at. There's nobody here that really screams out to me. Defensive line, we could always use more depth. Jesse Luketa is an interesting eye. Jeffrey Gunter is interesting. Thomas Booker is interesting as a defensive tackle guy. Josh Ross, Michigan man, but he can't cover anyone worth shit. Don't think I want another corner. Don't think I need a safety. So I think I'm going to take a running back here. I think I'm going to take Tyler Algier and hope that he is better than his unprojected or his undrafted projection. See, awareness tells me that his overall should be pretty solid. We'll see how he is.
Okay, the Texans
90 speed, 73 strength. It's a good combo. I think he's going to be a power back. But here we are again, and we have another pick, 7th round, pick number 2. So let's see. I was thinking going to that defensive line again and grabbing Jesse Luketa for just or Jeffrey Gunter. Let's go with Jeffrey Gunter. I like the Coastal Carolina guys a lot. Just get some depth on the defensive line.
On the clock now. What direction will they go?
And I think I might go defensive line again. I might get a defensive tackle with this pick because our defensive tackles were pretty terrible, and I don't think we had a lot of depth there. So we got Neil Farrell and Thomas Booker. I think Thomas Booker might be who I go with. I think he's got the finesse moves, though. He's going to be like a speed rusher, which I don't want. Neil Farrell is more of a run stuffer. He's not going to test very well. He doesn't even have that good of strength, to be honest. So Donovan Jeter out of Michigan is intriguing. Maybe I don't take one. Noah Ellis out of Idaho. You know what? He is somebody that should be actually not be an undrafted guy in this draft class. He's going to be a nose tackle for sure, but like he's kind of athletic at that size. I'm just going to take him. 6'4", 359 pounds. What a mountain of a human. 7th round pick. Why the fuck not? Take the biggest boy on the board. Get some beef on the line. All right, so now it's time to see. Oh, we're $1 million over the cap. That is not good, but we'll figure it out. Let's see the draft recap. Let's see our boys. Thibodeau's a 78 overall. Hidden dev. He's got great speed, great finesse moves. I'm excited to use him. I'm excited to see what he brings us. Trent McDuffie, 73 overall. So he's not going to start right away, I don't think. I think we might start Trey Flowers for the short term. And McDuffie will work his way in. Zion Johnson, though, great pick. I think it's a I think it's a great pick at left guard. I think he really is going to help us out, and he's only going to get better. I think I'm just going to keep him at left guard for now, too, over Osemele. Or he can compete with Osemele. Christian Watson's only a 69 overall. That's why he was dropping. But he's still somebody I want to get involved. He's going to be the number 4 receiver to start, I think. Nico Collins will be number 3, but we'll work him in. Troy Anderson, 68 overall, so a lot of clay to mold here. Algiers is 65 overall, Gunter is a 63, and Noah Ellis is a 61. If you want to see the rest of the draft class here, I'll sort by overall. Kyle Hamilton's the best player in the class. Evan Neal and Hutchinson and Thibodeau are tied for second best. Then Icky and Trayvon Walker, Jordan Davis, Breece Hall is pretty good. Kenneth Walker is pretty good. Linderbaum, I put, is pretty good. Stingley. Most of the first round guys are really good. David Bell, I gave a good boost to because I think he is somebody who's going to come into the league. He didn't test extremely well at the combine, but he's just going to be unbelievable production. And a team like the Steelers, who values or finds good receivers, would be a team to find a guy like David Bell. I think his production speaks for itself in the Big Ten, And while he's not the fastest guy out there, he's not the most athletic by any sense of the word. I think he will be a very good number 2 receiver in the league. But any other surprises? Isaiah Spiller is pretty solid in the 3rd round. Trey McBride in there. Travis Jones. Most of these guys are 2nd round guys, but Justin Ross I gave a nice boost to because he used to be highly valued. Isaiah Likely is pretty solid. I like the Coastal Carolina guys, like I said, so he got a nice little boost. Mechie. Tariq Woolen, I will say, by the way, I didn't went out of my way not to draft him. He has superstar development just because he looks like he's just screams a guy who's going to just develop. He's got all the traits in the world. He just has to land in the right spot. So I actively avoided not drafting him because I knew he was going to be a bargain. But okay, let's just adjust the roster real quick, make sure everyone's in a position we like. Definitely want to sign another quarterback, I think. I got to cut some of these running backs. Burkhead's probably going to have to get cut. And this is the wide receiving core. Zion Johnson's playing down morale-wise. That's not cool. I'm going to move Grenard over to right end because he's going to be a scheme fit over there. Beautiful. And I don't care about Rivers. He's probably not even going to make the team. But Shaq Lawson will move over to the left end spot. I think Grenard and Thibodeau are both going to start, but they're just going to be both listed as right ends because that's how they're going to fit scheme-wise. Jeff Gunter there. And our defensive tackles are such shit. Malik McDowell's not bad. I'm glad we got him. That's star dev. He should develop quickly and stay somewhat viable. But Ross Blacklock, and this is his chance to develop. This is literally it for him. Al-Shaair, I think, is a good spot here. Jayon Brown and Anzalone's a backup. Can't move Grugier Hill. I think we can move Troy Anderson. Troy Anderson, I think, might be a better Mike. Who's small to go out there? Let's move Al-Shaair over to right outside. And then I will move Troy Anderson to left, I think. Because I want Troy Anderson to be able to compete right away. And Jayon Brown's going to be our Mike for quite a while. I think Anderson's going to be fine in an outside linebacker spot. He's actually worse. But he's a pass coverage guy, so that's positive. Now, fuck it. We're just going to keep him middle linebacker and just build him up. Build him up, and maybe he'll just start at one of those spots eventually. But we're going to move Grugier Hill over to left outside as well. I think him and KJ Wright will compete for a starting job. No. Those two will compete for a starting job over there. Oh, God, Garrett Wallow is so bad, too. Fuck. I guess Garrett Wallow is going to move over to right outside linebacker, and he'll be the backup over there. This team's going to be bad. It's not going to be fun to play with them. I'll tell you that. At least for now. But then we got Douglas, Flowers, Moreland. McDuffie will get in over Moreland soon enough. But I'm going to move Justin Reed back to free safety. More natural position because we have Marcus May to play the strong. And our secondary is not looking too shabby. Could be better, but definitely could be way worse. And we got Sly and Borquez. And next year we will have 2 first-round picks, 2 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks. And 4 sixth-round picks and 2 sevenths. We have a ton of draft capital next year to trade up with. So that will be fun once we eventually get there. But for now, we are just stuck here with these Texans. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, I'm not going to play the preseason, by the way. I'm just going to get through it. I hate the preseason. Malik Willis with the Washington football team, now known as the Commanders. But I'm going to set up this here. So I do want to get Thibodeau upgraded, McDuffie upgraded, Zion Johnson upgraded. These are all the guys I want to get upgraded. I don't think there's a single other player that I would want to get upgraded here. or to put in one of these spots right now over these guys. Maybe Grenard could go in. Al-Shaair maybe. But yeah, no, these are the guys we want to train. This is the core of our team. We drafted 5 really good, like 5 hidden development players that could have a role on this team moving forward. So we need to get those guys upgraded quickly. Let's upgrade our players. Let's see what we got. Al-Shaair gets an upgrade, so we're definitely going to go for the pass coverage. We've got to get him into a scheme fit, or at least as close to a scheme fit as we can. Rasul Douglas already is a scheme fit, so we'll just keep working on that zone. I'll mix in man-to-man every now and then just to make sure he stays balanced, but that +1 speed was huge. He only has 88 speed. Oh, I didn't even realize. Yikes. Oh, man, we might get burned a lot this year then defensively. This is going to be yikes, yikes, yikes. All right, so let's just get through this preseason. And then I can hire my scouts. Shaq Lawson, he's just going to be up in the power rusher department. Because I think he's going to end up starting, unfortunately. We're going to have a lot of holes on the team, but we're better than the Texans were to start. They were a 73 overall team when we took over, and now they're 76. So we can't really complain about that. We'll upgrade players from that. What do we got? A.J. Moore and Ross Blacklock. I don't care about A.J. Moore, but Blacklock, I definitely want to make sure he gets up that power rusher trait. It's good. I think we're going to have a good time for about one game after this. And we have staff points, too. We'll use those. We're going to wait till they get up to 20, I think. Then that got up to 20. How about it? All right, so we'll upgrade our players. Malik McDowell getting better. Good. Because he's going to have to anchor that interior defensive line. He's the only viable player we have there. Jerron Christian continues to improve as a pass protector. And Jamal Williams got an upgrade. Moving up to that power back role. All right, so I'm going to cut players here, but let's just take a look at some of the stats. I saw that Carson Strong led the preseason stats in passing yards, but look at Davis Mills and Brissett. They both played very well. And I think this job's just going to go to Mills because he's the younger player. And I just want to see what he's got before we decide if we're going to draft him quarterback next year. Christian Kirk, great preseason. Brevin Jordan, great preseason. Brandon Cook, solid. Running back wise, Jamal Williams did better than Darrell. Blocking, let's see the downs played. Let's see how many sacks were given up here. Titus Howard gave up 2. Evan Brown. Zion Johnson gave up 1. So I think Osemele might actually start this year over him, or at least to begin the season. Let's take a look at some sack numbers. Malik McDowell 4 in the preseason. Let's go, Malik. That's wild. 4. All right, Thibodeau had 1.5. Shaq had 1. Tavier Thomas had a half a sack. Interesting. Interceptions. Lonnie Johnson Jr. grabbed 1. Marcus May grabbed 1. TFLs. Malik McDowell 4. What a great preseason for him. I'm excited. Joey Sly 1 for 1 on field goals. Missed an extra point or had it blocked. Borichez net average of 56 yards. Jeez, oh man. That's masterful punting. All right. Kick and punt return wise, I don't really care about that. Nobody really outshined anybody. So let's just go to our cut players screen. And let's see who we got to cut. So I'm going to add a third quarterback for sure. I just got to figure out how to do that first, money wise. I'll keep Burkhead on the roster just to play fullback probably. Or you know what? Fuck that. I'm just going to keep Algier on the roster and get that money freed up. And Jet Anderson I'll move to the practice squad because I'll rock with those 4 no fullback. Jalen Camp will move to the practice squad because these guys will make the team. Oh, wow. Philip Dorsett's even up there. Yikes. All right. Tight ends were solid. We're not getting rid of any of them. I keep 1 extra offensive lineman, so I think that's going to be Justin McCray probably because Elder Camp's so bad. Charlie Heck isn't bad either, but I can put him on the practice squad, so we're going to do that. Defensive end wise, we're going to keep an extra. It might be Derek Rivers, might not, but Damone Harris is out. No, it's definitely going to be one of these guys. Gunter is going to move to the practice squad, Jeffrey Gunter. And I'm going to cut Derek Rivers. He's out. Then we got Blacklock, Lopez, Ellis. I'm going to move Ellis to the practice squad. Rouge Hill right there. Brown, Anzalone, and yep, that's perfecto. Asang Bossy, I think, is going to move to the practice squad. Tremont Smith, that sucks that he can't stay up on the team because he's pretty solid to kick return wise, but his coverage is terrible. TJ Green will go. Tremont Smith will go. Asang Bossy will go in. We have Reed and Moore there. Jonathan Owens, I will cut. And Graylin Arnold is going to move to the practice squad once we sign a new quarterback. It's probably going to be a practice squad eligible quarterback, I would imagine. Because I don't know if I can afford anyone else. Duck Hodges is out here. The Duck Hunter killed it for the Steelers. He's Steeler famous. Steeler fans love this man. Bryce Perkins is interesting, the scrambler out of Virginia. And I am liking Akil Glass out of Alabama A&M. In real life has some tools to work with. Anthony Brown out of Oregon kind of stinks. I think I might go with Akil Glass here. He's close to the strong arm. Might as well bring him on. I don't have enough. It won't let me do it, so I can't anyway. So it's going to have to be either Chase Bryce, Anthony Brown, Skylar Thompson, Eric Barriere out of Eastern Washington. He's got a solid arm. These guys are 24. I guess it doesn't matter if they're actually going to be on the roster. They're not going to be practice squad guys. Anthony Brown has got a solid arm. I'll sign Eric Barriere. Sign him to the active roster, yeah. Then I'll probably sign Akil Glass to the practice squad. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to cut one more player. It's going to be that safety that I'm just going to move to the practice squad. Grayland Arnold will move to the practice squad. Now we get to see how many practice squad guys we have left. So I'm going to go into the adjust lineup spot. Generate the best lineup first of all. Let's see what that looks like. Christian playing on the right tackle, interesting. And this is what we're gonna have to. This is it. The offensive line is very shaky. The wide receivers are solid. I like the wide receiver room we have, but I want Nico Collins to be the number 3 guy. Fullback's gonna be Jalen Samuels. That's a surprise, but Davis Mills is certainly gonna start. Christian Watson, I want to get in over Dorsett, so he's gonna be number 4. Defensively, we look a lot better. All those silvers in there, and the hidden, but we could definitely be better. It's a high potential defense right now, but it's not high quality yet. Special teams is solid. Algier is going to be the kick returner. Interesting. I'll make him the punt returner too. Why not? Specialists. Jimmy Moreland's in the slot, but I think I'm going to make McDuffie the slot guy for now. Just get him some reps. Shaq Lawson's over on this side. Interesting. Grenard isn't going to be a rush guy. Jayon Brown and Anzalone. No, we're going to make this Al-Shaair. Then we got Williams, and Christian Kirk is the slot guy that they have. I like that. In our practice squad, we have a few empty spots left. So let's just see what we can get. Another wide receiver would be solid. I think I'm going to bring Jalen Reagor on as a practice squad. TCU guy would make sense. Tight end we could use some help with. I mean, Ossie maybe. Kenny Yeboah out of Ole Miss. I'll bring him in on a practice squad deal. Why not? And I'll grab some defensive players too. Preferably, if there's any pass coverage linebackers out here, that would be great to bring in as a practice squad player. But not that I see anywhere, unfortunately. So we will have to stick to just defensive linemen, I think. Defensive tackle, I would like to bring in a power rusher. Robert Windsor. No. Is there any big power rushers out here that could go to D tackle? Ralph Hawley could. McTelvin Agim could. I'll sign him. Who else do we have out here who's big? Cade Hall. He's not big enough to do that. Tyler Johnson's not big enough to do that. Big Cat Bryant. Welcome to the practice squad, my guy. Anyone named Big Cat should definitely be on the practice squad. So there's that, and then let's use our franchise staff thing. It's going to be to fill out this beautiful tree here, after school tutoring. So we have all 6 unlocked, and I think I'm going to put Aziz Al-Shair into that spot to progress. And we will move to next week, where we get the Chargers week 1. Hired our coach from there, and that's who we get to play.